Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am unboxing today the new ABH and Jackie Aina eyeshadow palette. For those of you who don't know, ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am looking for something to cut into this box with. So for whatever reason, this palette has come with a little bit of controversy. I'm not here to talk about the controversy. If you don't want to get the palette, it's on you. I, on the other hand, did. So, this is the palette. Congratulations, Jackie. Let me say it first now, because I'm going to forget. Congratulations. Jackie Aina is a YouTube sensation. Let's just call her what she is. She's a YouTube superstar. This is a major feat, not only for YouTubers to be collabing with a big beauty brands, but for her to be an African-American woman to be doing this. This is the outer palette of it. This has a shelf life of 18 months. They've got this thing stuffed. This is the actual palette. I thought that the two would be a little bit more closely tied, but the box itself is more gold than the palette as it sits, but they both have that iridescent shift, I think is the way we want to go. It comes with a mirror, a little plastic cover, standard ABH brush. So let's go ahead and drop that out. I don't use them. And these are the colors. So these shades going across the top row: Soleil, Supreme, Pinker, Big Wig, Dollars, Credit, Lituation. Bottom row, starting here, Zam, Wigglies, Shookington is next. Next we have Trust Issues because of its color shift, Edges, Sponsored, and Ginger. Now this video is sponsored, by the way. That's right, your girl's got a sponsored video. Not really. I sponsored the video. I got good credit, okay? I got good credit. But anyway, let's get into these colors. Can we talk about these colors? I think the way this palette is laid out right now, you could actually go in and do an eye look with these four. You could do an eye look with those four. There's an eye look with these four. If you dare, there's an eye look with these four. For you neutral girls in the fall, this is a beautiful eye look. And another fall eye look. I don't know much about palettes and their color stories, but these colors here, the way they're laid out, makes it easier for anybody, makeup artist, makeup love enthusiast, makeup novice. You can take this one palette, I'm pretty sure, and make it work, which is what Jackie wanted to do for us melanin infused beauties. Everyone is welcome to use. This is going to work for the darkest, deepest, beautiful hues that we all come in. So because there are a plethora of videos out showing you a look, two looks with this palette, I thought I would do something a little different, and I am going to show you just eye swatches of the color. I will pack the color on one eye and then blend it out on the other, so you can see how the color goes on when it is at its most full intensity and what it looks like when you blend it out. So I'm going to take off the little bit of color I have now. I'm so excited. I am so excited. So let me take this eye color off, and I don't want to mess this palette up, but we're going to. We bought it to use it. These 3 colors, Pinker, Supreme, Big Wig, they're just speaking to me. But we're going to put all these on so that you get a good idea of what they look like, how they perform for us novice makeup enthusiasts. Now, the baddest of the bad makeup artists, you all will be able to wing, smoke out all of this to your liking. Okay, so I'm going to start off by priming my lid with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. This is my first time trying it, so we'll see how this performs. I may have to switch back to my MAC paint pot, so we'll not really sure how I'm liking this, but we're gonna give it a shot. So what I did notice though is the shimmery glittery shades, Trust Issues and Duolas, just like saying it. But anyway, what I did notice about those is they're more of a shimmery glittery topper. So we'll see if I can actually pack them on to get color, or if I need to apply some sort of base for them to stick to. We'll just see. So we're going to start off with Soleil. There is a little fallout inside of the pan. Soleil is a metallic peach with a gold shift. Now, as I'm applying this, the one thing I do like about this peach is that I feel like if you laid this over a orange or a peachy color as part of your cut crease, that color transition and shift would probably be one of the prettiest you've ever seen. So that is Soleil packed all over the eye. Now, as promised, I'm going to see if I can actually blend this out on my other lid. And this is a Morphe, I don't know, shader brush. Now, what I can tell you is if you decide to do this, blending it out, if your shadow base is still wet, it will grab on to that area and look patchy. So be careful about that. Let's see if we'll even be able to tell. Now, in person I can tell, but in these lights, it literally, all you see is the base. Like, all you see is just the reflection in the camera. But it does blend out quite nicely, so that's good. I suggest that you put, and I'm going to just do it and show you. So I'm going to just take some of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and apply that to the lid right over that primer. And then take a little bit of bronzer now go back into Soleil and see if we can't get that color to show up on camera. And it literally is just a very simple way to get a quick eye look. Shimmery. Again, this is packed on all over the lid, and this is just blown out. Okay, so the next color we're going to go into is Supreme. And again, you should be able to see a lot of fallout. So I'm thinking the first go around with this primer, way too much on the lids. Supreme is described as a matte rosy pink. So that is Supreme. Now I'm going to use a Morphe 504. Sorry, 504 makes me think of the Hot Boys.
Drop it, ooh, take it. Now won't you wobble, wobble? Let me see you shake it.
Now Supreme is listed as a pressed pigment, which probably means it's going to stain the skin. But this is a pretty transition color. So Supreme placed on the lid and used in your crease as a transition color. Next we're going to go into Pinker. Pinker is a matte mid-tone cool plum, also listed as a pressed pigment. But what I do notice is that Pinker does have some blue shimmers in it. So going in with my flat shader brush from Sephora. That is Pinker on the lid. So this is Pinker on the lid, and blend it out into the crease. There is a little bit of a stain on my lid, but we're going to push through because that is 3 out of 14, so we got a ways to go. These pressed pigments are getting everywhere. Okay, next up is Big Wig. It's a pretty color on the brush, and this is definitely one of those pigments that you need to make sure your base is dry because it will cling. I can see now that this color blended out with Supreme is going to be really popular. Now that's a purple. This is going to be pigmented, I know. Just using a very light hand, holding the brush as far towards the end as possible in order to give it the most delicate blend across the eyelid that I possibly can. Let's see if we can pack this onto the lid. So this is Dola's. You can, but I think it would look better sitting on top of something. I need this color to make me rich, honey. I need it to go on thick. I needed to catch me a husband. I needed to say she's expensive. She like trips. She like gifts. So I think this color serves itself better on top of something than trying to actually build it up and put it on your lid by itself. I'm going to see if I can intensify it with using my finger. And it looks like it's one of those colors that works best if you apply it with your finger. Use your ring finger because it'll apply the least amount of pressure on your eyeball. You only got two. There's no replacement, so be gentle. Now, that is Duola's over top a nice neutral color. So I could see you laying Duola's over Big Wig, Pinker, Supreme, Edges, Credit, all the mattes in here. Put that down, blend it out into the crease, and then just lay this over top of it. That is what we call a vibe. A real vibe. So I would never put this in my crease. What I would do, however, is use this as my inner corner highlight. That's an inner corner highlight. That's how I would wear this color. On top of something else, in the center as a halo eye. So that's a halo eye with Duola's in the center. You do that with a big wig, you got a big look. So when I said you could use 4 colors to make a look, those 4 colors. Your inner corner highlight, this is your transition shade, your inner and outer corners, and on the center of your lid. That's your look. You're welcome. This is definitely looking like a nice color to use to deepen your shadows instead of using a traditional black, but this is a brown girl friendly brown. Yes, complete chocolate. The next color, Credit. Kind of wish she would have just been real extra with it and called it Credit. The deep matte plum brown here. And although there's fallout in the pan, I'm not seeing much on my underneath my eye, so that's good. Now to save time, I'm going to add Zam as a halo here. So that is by itself Credit. Now with a nice lash, these two colors, little transition blend out on top, you got a whole look. That's Credit on the outer and inner corners, Zam in the center. There you go. Alright, so let's see what Credit looks like as a transition shade. How does it blend out? Picking it up on the brush here. And if you can hear chainsaws outside, it is the tree trimmers. I thought they would be done before I started. It's the tree trimmers outside if you can hear anything, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre is happening. Either way, minding my own business. So it blends out quite well. I also would still suggest with this color that you make sure your base is dry, not tacky, because it will cling to those spots, but definitely makes a great crease color. All right, last one on top row, Lituation. Metallic deep taupe with a violet shift. See the metallic taupe. As I do it, I'm looking at myself going, this is not a color that I should ever wear all over my lid. And this is probably the worst application. Pretty color, not a color that looks good around, or excuse me, looks good all over my lid. I'm just trying to find like the best lighting. It's a pretty color. I just am not convinced I should wear it all over my lid. The more I look at it, the more I can see how we can make it work, especially with mixing it with Supreme. You know what? Let's just give it a shot. It's pretty. So that's how I would wear Lituation. Basically just kind of blend it out, blend it in with Supreme. You probably could do the same thing with the Big Wig or Pinker. Alright, so onto the bottom row. We have already seen Zam. I think Zam is a great shade you wear on top. Let's see, focus. Right here. Zam is also a good shadow for highlighting the inner tear duct. So now let's go to Wigglies. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And I know it's Wigglies, like for the wig wearers of America. it's too hot for me to put on a wig. And I think this is a coppery cranberry. Let's see what they call it. A metallic cranberry red. And I feel like I just got a shadow blush product from Lancome that is this color. Definitely a pretty color for the holidays. And all I keep hearing in my head is wigglies, wigglies, wigglies. The clumps. Sorry. This color had me walking around thinking I'm cute. For reals. That color is showing up way more intense on the monitor than it is in real life, but it blends out quite nicely. Wigglies all over the lid. Wigglies blended out. You never know when you want to blend out a cranberry red on your lid. You might. I don't know. Well, that is the crookedest halo I've ever done. Alright. Let's keep it pushing. Battery lights blinking. Shookington. Here. So our next shade, metallic violet with a blue shift. Out, but I don't know, every time I hear the word Shookington, I think of Berenstain Bears, but it's just me. I know it's just me. So I have a purple similar to this from Ardency In, and when I put it on my eye, it looks purple, but then on camera, just as this one does, looks blue. I think the one from Ardency In is a little bit more pigmented or a little bit more opaque, whereas this one this is a pretty color to blend out in the crease. So that is a Shookington on the lid, very sloppily, and then Shookington all over, blended out into your crease. So Trust Issues looks white with a gold shift. So if you just want to have some gold shimmers all over your eye, just as we did with Dwellers, you can do that with Trust Issues. And I don't even have a base on, and you can clearly see those shimmers on my lid. Now, as an inner corner highlight, you just want to pack that color on in the inner corner. Okay, 3 more. Let's knock this out. Going into it with edges. It's like a deep terracotta color, but let's see what Anastasia and Jackie have described it as. Matte deep peach. Let's go with it. Looking real terracotta to me, but one woman's terracotta is another woman's deep peach. You can wing this out and blend it with the color into the crease, blend it out in the crease, and put you some mascara on and be done. One and done, one color done. So now let's see what it looks like as a transition shade. barely put anything down and I'm loving it. Just using a really, really light hand. I'm like, y'all can barely see that. This is a great transition shade. But that is edges on the eye and blown out in the crease. Just because I couldn't resist. Okay, had to charge my battery, but let's see if we can finish up. Next up we have Sponsored. This is described as a metallic chocolate with teal shift. This kind of reminds me of MAC's Blue Brown. I definitely see the teal. And I feel like it's more of a teal with a chocolate shift. So that is Sponsored on the lid. Let's see if we can actually blend this out. And I definitely feel like my lights are washing me out, but blending it out, you can definitely see that shift more. And our last color is actually a color I showed you earlier with, I believe, Dollars, but we'll do it again, give it its own little segment here. This is Ginger. Ginger is described as a caramel brown matte, of course. And I'm really curious as to why she named this Ginger. And this is another great color for you just to do that one shadow eye look. Pack it onto the lid and blend it on up to the brow. My lids have had it because this is going on a little patchy, and it's not, because I used it earlier, I'm sure it's my lid and not the shadow. So that is Ginger packed on the lid and blended out. So I'm going to finish up my makeup and then come back and give you my final thoughts on the entire palette. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go on record and say I am not a fan of Jackie's theme song. But for this, Jackie, one time. Jackie. This palette gives you looks, not a look, not two looks. You get some looks from this palette. Yes, it's $45 or $45. But if you could get 45 looks, then it's a dollar a look. Do the math. It's worth it. Now, some people are saying this is similar to Norvina's palette. I don't have Norvina's palette. I've swatched Norvina's palette, and there was a color in Norvina's palette that I liked that is similar to Supreme. Supreme is the black girl's version of that color. These three here, Edges, Credit, Ginger, Brown skin girl's been looking for a palette that gives us those 3 transition shades. And when I say us, I know I'm on the lighter scale of melanin, but even I can't wear a lot of those colors that they keep saying are for everyone in deeper skin tones. I can't. Do I need to pull the palettes for proof, going all the way back to Amreezy's palette? Anywho, what other comparisons were they making? Modern Renaissance, that one I do have. So real quick, here is the Modern Renaissance palette. This is the deepest color, called Cypress Umber. This tempera color here, I've never even swatched. So comparing these two side by side, Jackie's palettes on top, Modern Renaissance on the bottom. I like the Modern Renaissance palette, but we can see how Jackie's palette's gonna give me more looks. Let's compare Pinker to Venetian Red. So here is Pinker, and here is Venetian Red. And as you can see, Venetian Red does look a little bit more red. Pinker, more of a mulberry color. Now if we compare Red Ochre from Modern Renaissance to Pinker, Red Ochre is more brown and makes the Pinker pinker. Trying to look at what else may be similar. Maybe Primavera, maybe Soleil. So there's Primavera from Modern Renaissance. And here's Soleil. They have the equal amount of shine, but I can tell you that one armor. Even from the swatch, you get that pink gold shift in Soleil that you don't get in Primavera. And then I pulled out Modern Renaissance just to look at some of the other shades in here. Here, they give you that true black, and then Jackie's palettes on the bottom. I maybe glistening in Soleil. So this is glistening. This is Soleil. They are not the same. As you can see, glistening disappears in my skin tone. That's how bronzy it is. Whereas Soleil is a gold with a shift. Now if we swatch the mulberry shade in Soft Glam and compare it to Pinker, not even the same color. Like I said, Jackie did a good job, a real good job with this color selection. I could see how you could just take this palette and one of your other Anastasia palettes and be able to create a plethora of looks for you and all the girls. I am happy for Jackie. Congratulations again. I would like to say thank you from the entire brown skin community. We appreciate you. We love you. It'll be in Sephora if you want to go swatch it, Ulta, but you can get it online at Anastasia Beverly Hills. I do believe that this palette will sell out, and I want to say that's why I bought 2, but it's not. I got the second one for somebody special. How about you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, you liked how I showed you all the colors. Come back to see my world.